it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video for you. We are going to be testing out the new Wild Nothing eyeshadow palette by ColourPop. Now, I ordered this whenever I ordered the Garden Variety palette, so I just got this in. It is a very neutral eyeshadow palette. I thought it was cute, plus I wanted free shipping. This palette retails for $18, and there are a ton of places like Trend Mood and a lot of other beauty YouTubers and things like that that you can use their discount code to save 10% off your ColourPop purchase. So as I said, the outside of Unicarton looks like this. It has the shade names on the back. One thing I do like is I like the way that they have texture on the font. It is super cute. And if you look on the back, the embossing of the mandalas on there, super cute. So you open her up, same packaging, front and back. It tells you the names of all the shadows on the back. And then when you open it up, there is no mirror, but it does have all the shade names below. So we're gonna start off by swatching it, and then we'll jump into the demo. So first off, we have Crystal Cove, Sultan, probably misspelling that, Coastline, and Top Down. So that is what they look like. So we've got Crystal Cove, Sultan, Coastline, Top Down. Okay, next up we have Morningside, Seashells, Alcove, and Spirited. They look like that. So we've got Beachside, Seashells, Alcove, and Spirited. And then we have Vagabond, Hot Springs, Come Together, and No Bounds. They look like that. So Vagabond, Hot Springs, Come Together, No Bounds. Okay, so they swatch pretty much like any ColourPop eyeshadow. Now, as you can see with the color variation, there's not going to be a lot of this that's going to show up dramatically on my eye. But I will tell you that Sultan and Spirited are both the Super Shock formula, so I am excited to play with those. So we're gonna start off by priming my eyes. This is the Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow primer. I got this in a BoxyCharm or an Ipsy box. I don't remember which one. I mean, it's just an eyeshadow primer, but it is good for doing looks, so it works. So let's go ahead and dig in, and I think I want to go with Morningside, which is that beautiful corally tangerine kind of salmon color. See, I love pastel eyeshadows. They don't love me though. That you can see that better on camera than you can in person. And that is one of my biggest issues with the ColourPop palettes that I have just received, is they're not very inclusive as far as colors go. I mean, I think I can build this up to be something where you can see it, but I mean, it is a pretty neutral palette. It will just work for your lighter skin tones, because it really doesn't work on me in my light medium skin tone. I can make it work, but it's not like something I can use all of the eyeshadows with. Like, just not the most flattering colors for a deeper skin tone. So that is what Morningside looks like. Let's see. Trying to decide on what to go with next. This is an Urban Decay brush, I think. Yeah. I don't remember which palette it came with. Let's see if we can add some Vagabond to that to kind of deepen it up. But I don't know if that will actually work. No. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. Okay, you see that is actually lighter than my skin tone. And that was Vagabond, and that's lighter than my eyes. So let me go ahead and take Morning Star, or Morning Beach, Morning Star, and re-blend that. So I think then what we're gonna do is go to No Bounds, that dark brown, that will show up. But the one thing I do love about ColourPop is they are inexpensive. Now, does anybody need another neutral palette? I don't know where you are in your collection. I certainly did not, but I wanted free shipping. And the difference between purchasing this and free shipping really wasn't that much. And the way that I look at it too is my daughter is very pale, so this would work on her beautifully. But I do wish that they would take it there a little bit more. I mean, as you can see, this is the deepest shade, the No Bounds color, and it's not even like super rich as far as a brown goes. And it's like I said, I just wish that they would take it there and, you know, do something where maybe like that Vagabond shade is their lightest shade and not one of their deepest. Because y'all can tell I love ColourPop. And I buy all of my own makeup, except if my husband buys it for me, which I still think counts as buying my own makeup because I have to mention it for him to know what to purchase. But ColourPop is one of my favorite brands because of price. But with that being said, if it's not super interesting, you know, how many neutral palettes can you have? And they release every week. And like I've ordered like their 4 latest releases, and I'm hoping that I get better results from the Sunflower collection. So I'm going to take the shade No Bounds again. Just deepen up that outer V. Okay. Now I'm going to take the Too Faced Glitter Glue because I'm going to put a shimmer on the lid. And anytime I put a shimmer down, I always use glitter glue. It helps it stick and look pretty. This is a Cuvage brush. I bought these from Amazon and they're super cheap, but they work well. And it's just a flat brush, same kind of brush as I said I always use when I'm putting on a shimmer. First thing I always do is use it to spread out my eyeshadow primer. So I think what I'm going to do to kind of keep it this peachy look is go into the shade Alcove first. And I'm going to apply that all over the lid, and then I think I'm going to use my finger to apply one of the Super Shock shades over it just to kind of give it a little bit more oomph. So I mean, I think because the Super Shock shades don't have a lot of base color to them, so I think that they do need something underneath. And you could use a matte, but there really wasn't a whole lot of mattes in there that would work for me, so. And I like this peachy shade. I love the color tones. I just wish they were a tad bit richer. Taking the same brush, this was just a BH Cosmetics number 5 fluffy brush that I used to apply Morningside onto. And then I'm gonna take, got a little bit of brown out there from No Bounds. It's not bad. And I'm gonna take the shade Spirited, just with my finger, and use that to brighten up the lid. You see how much brighter that side looks? It gives it a little something extra. Which is, you know, my idea of a pretty look. Okay, so I think that's where I'm going to stop. Actually, I think I'm going to take the shade Top Down. This is another Cuvage brush from Amazon, and just use that to soften up the edges on the brow bone. So Top Down is a very light color. Just to kind of test more of the shadows. So far I like it. It's pretty, it's neutral. Now if you'll give me a moment to go put the rest of my face on, we'll come back and do the lower lash lines and I'll give my final thoughts. Okay, so I'm back. I have the rest of my face on, so we're gonna go ahead and do our lower lash line. And what I think I'm gonna start off with is just the deep shade No Bounds. And I'm using the other side of the smudger brush by Urban Decay. And I'm just keeping that shadow really close to the outside corner. I want to deepen that edge up, but I think I want to keep this eye look a little bit more light and airy in comparison. So I like how that looks. Now I think I'm gonna go into, this is just a smaller, it's from BH Cosmetics and It's My Ray Ray. Just a smaller pencil style brush and going into the shade Come Together. And just taking and blending that over where I put No Bounds. And just along that lighter edge, all the way in, just to kind of smooth everything out. And make sure everything's nice and blended. Because I think the beauty of this palette is that it is supposed to be very natural, very soft. It's just, I think it's a little soft for a lot of people. It's my issue with it. Not that it's a soft palette, it's just that everything that they've had lately has been soft. If that makes sense. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. I am going to grab another little pencil brush. This is the ColourPop E21. And I'm going to go into the shade Coastline. Just a little bit. And pop that into my inner corner for some brightness. We all know I like to do that. And then take just a tiny bit of that shade and bring it up to the brow bone. And make sure the edges on that are soft. And then I'm going to go into this shade Sultan, however you say that, that Super Shock shadow, and layer that over the top of Coastline just to give it a little bit more oomph, I guess is the best way to say it. There we go. I'm just going to take the original BH Cosmetics brush that I had with Morningside on it. I keep wanting to say Morning Star. There we go. So I think it is a very pretty look. I And then for my waterline, I'm gonna go in with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Peach Fuzz. I think the peachy color will help brighten up my eyes. As you can see, make them look a little bit more open, but still, I don't want to do them stark white. So I figured the peach color would tie in with the colors that are on my eyes. Eyelash curler, curl my lashes. So all in all, I don't think it's a bad palette. I just don't think this palette for the most part is suited for me. The shimmers work fine. I think that they do work better than some of the shimmers, like they have a little bit more impact than the shimmers in the Garden Variety palette. Is it my favorite ColourPop palette? No. Is it a bad palette? No. If you have a neutral palette, do you need it? No. But if you want a new neutral palette, is it worth $18? If it is to you. So, final thoughts are, it is a pretty neutral, palette. I mean, look, she's a little bland. Did I get a beautiful eye look out of her? Yes, I did. I mean, and I'm one of those people, yes, I love my colorful eyeshadows, don't get me wrong. I wear them all the time, but I'm also a girl that can appreciate a good neutral look. I mean, this is the type of look that I can go from work to PTA meeting and everywhere in between and not get a second look in the area that I live in. Now, if I did something with like bright blue, I might get another look because no one wears that except for me. But I mean, I could care less. But you know, I know that a lot of people are looking for this type of palette and it is pretty. And I really do like the look that I came up with. The Super Shock formula that's in here, typical Super Shock, gorgeous though. So my final thoughts are, it's a pretty palette. It will not work for everybody. If you need a new neutral palette or you want a new neutral palette and you're lighter than me, then yeah, it's worth $18. If you're darker than me and are looking for a neutral palette, this would not be what I would recommend. Most of the colors are not pigmented enough to stand out on a deeper skin tone than light medium. But I guess that's it. Don't forget to check me out on all my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button right down below, and if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I am going to be continuing to throw in some more bonus videos because I want to have older reviews on some of the eyeshadow palettes as well. Eyeshadows are my favorite thing, and I am not picky in the least little bit. I love neutral, I love color. I mean, I like color more, but I just want to make sure everybody is happy and loves eyeshadow as much as me. But I guess that's it, so we shall see y'all on Monday. Bye.